my name is Troy, and I realized I had what they call dyslexia. I didn't realize actually that I had dyslexia. I realized that I had problems with reading comprehension, spelling comprehension, overall easy programs for most people was very difficult for me. In my business life, I took that and I took it as a battle. And instead of taking care of the problem, which I really never knew I had, I just knew I had an issue. I didn't know what the issue was. Some people said it was ADD and other different things, which didn't work for me either. I realized I had dyslexia when I tried everything under the sun to fix my comprehension problem, which I thought was ADD. I went on, as a child, many different kinds of drugs to keep me focused, which nothing worked. As an adult, I got older and thought that, geez, this is it. This is how it is. This is how I'm going to be forever. And went to different therapists to try to help me get over my issue. Same thing with the teachers as a therapist. They would go over a program, and I'm just like, this ain't working. Nothing's even coming close to sinking in. I did Hooked on Phonics. I bought the Hooked on Phonics. I sat down. I said, "Man, this is the end all be all. This is a cure." I didn't get anything out of it. It was terrible. It was very bad. So I gave up for a number of years. And like 10, 12 years, I totally gave up. And then I saw another doctor about 4 years ago for the problem. And they gave me, they said there was medication for it, for ADD. And they said that I had ADD. So I'm like, okay, that's my problem. This medication's going to work. I took the medication for about a month. Not only did it not work, it was the worst experience of my life. It was staying up all night, couldn't sleep, thoughts of paranoia, all kinds, and it was terrible. So I quit that program rather quick. My blood work came in when I went to the doctors. It was terrible. I was anemic and all these things from these drugs. And I stopped eating. I was spun out all the time. So I said, that's it. I'm done. This is my life. I've got to figure out a way to get through my life with this problem. And one day, we were looking online at different things, and I said, God, there's got to be a problem. There's got to be something. And I just started looking at stuff, different stuff, problems that kids would have, because I've had this my whole life. And one of the things that we looked up was dyslexia. And I'm like, I don't have dyslexia, because when I look at the stop sign, I don't see jumbled letter or numbers and letters and all this stuff like people say. But now understanding what they were saying was I don't actually see jumbled letters. I see STOP, stop. But in my mind, I see all kinds of other things, like the P, for instance, in stop. Well, I would relate P to apple. People go, apple? Apple's A. Not to me. Apple was A also, but it was also P because there's two P's in apple. And that was the relation that I had to the letter P. I didn't have anything else for it. Not only that, I mean, a lot of letters in the alphabet. I think I had probably like 10 or 12 letters in the alphabet that we came up with that I had real big problems with. The letter K. Didn't use K for kitten. I used K for the school I went to. Because the school had so many problems in school, kindergarten on, when I close my eyes, I see the letter K, I see my old school in the background. That's what I saw for K. When other people would see kitten or something else with a K. So I said, okay, this could be my problem. How do I know? I went online, went through a couple things. All I saw was kids on there. Kids, dyslexia kids. And I'm like, gosh, they don't have anything for me. They don't have a program for an adult. And then we found Dave's website. or I think it was his website that was branched off from Davis Dyslexia. And I'm like, here's a guy that's been through the program, older guy. He had it. He's dealt with it. Now he's teaching how to fix it. I got to see this guy. I emailed him a couple times. He emailed me back, and then I talked to him on the phone. When I talked to him on the phone, I said, man, this is it. This guy, my hopes said this is it. I mean, my willing to want to change something said this is it. But then driving up to his house, his office, the first time, I had that whole feeling of, this ain't it. This is not going to change. This is the same thing. This is the Ritalin. This is every other drug in the planet. This is every, hooked on phonics that you can think of. I'm doing it again. I got there. We talked. We started talking about the program and how it's going to work and how this is going through the processes. And I went home the first day, and I was overwhelmed. My head hurt. I felt stressed out, but relieved in the same breath. And I was like, I don't know what my problem is. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. The next day I drove up, same thing. I'm having this feeling this ain't going to work. This is not going to work. This is the same. And I kept telling myself it's not going to work. After the third day, I started driving home. I was, man, I can't believe how easy that was. Gosh, I can't believe this is all I needed to do. First 2 days was my alphabet. I went through my alphabet. I pulled out all those problem letters and dealt with them. And instead of making that correlation with apple as a P, it was just the letter P now. It's by itself. No apple behind it, no nothing. K, same thing. No school behind it. I started seeing a change. I started seeing kind of everything coming into focus. With dyslexia, now that I see it as what it is, being in business for myself, I could see the big picture. I could see everything. I could see how everything works. I could set it up to how it works correctly. I see everything around me. But when it came to the other part of school stuff, it was just like looking into a haze. There was just nothing, I could never put things together. And it kind of frustrated me as an adult because I can run a business, I can do all these things, but I can't get this part of my life fixed. And now going through the program, by the 5th day, driving up, which was today, I am just, it's working. Everything's working. If I feel it working. I see it working. This is the thing I've been looking for my whole life. And I talked to my dad yesterday on the phone, and he said, man, if I only knew, I would have done something for you. If I'd only knew how to do it. I said, how would you know? I've had doctors, I've had teachers, I've had all these what we'd call extremely smart people tell me I'm somebody I'm not this whole time. Nobody ever once said, hey, you have dyslexia. You have a problem with this. They always said, hey, you have ADD. You're just hyperactive. This, that. Never once did anyone say, this is your problem. This is what you have. Let me show you how we can fix that. Now, I see it. And the reason why I'm doing this video today is for other people to go, I'm too old for this. Nothing's going to help me. Trust me. It'll help you. It's not a magic pill. It takes work. But if you're willing to do and you're willing to make the change, you can make the change.